Hey there, it's Tuesday, the 21st of February, and it's vlog number 7, my weekly vlog taking you on the journey with me to the Vault Bistro and Gallery next door. Because I took you on every journey so far, why wouldn't I take you on this one? Anyway, what's happened this week? I'm going to be updating you weekly. As we get closer and closer, more stuff's going to happen. You know this by now anyway, if you've been catching up on the vlog. So we signed, sealed, and delivered the Art Bank refinancing, and the money was in the bank yesterday. So that side of things is all done now. And we are now on rails next door. So the limited company is established, the Vault Bistro and Gallery Limited, that's established. We're now opening all the bank accounts, so the business banking, etc., jumping through the hoops of getting everybody's IDs on there, myself, my 2 kids who are shareholders in the business. So the financial process is underway now, because then I'll be drawing down the business loan for the actual bistro and gallery. The good news is that the valuation was really favourable. The bank are really happy. We've got enough equity in what we're buying next door to make sure that the bank are really happy and comfortable. They're giving me a 6-month payment break when the money is through. It's capital only for 6 months. Interest only, no capital repayments for 6 months. So they're also giving me some breathing space when we get that loan through, which is really important when you're starting a bricks and mortar business, because there's so much to do before you open the doors and start taking money that you need a little bit of breathing space. We've also agreed a £10,000 overdraft facility for those first few weeks where cash flow is difficult and you're having to buy stock and sign up suppliers and things like that. So there's always that settling in period that's hard. So they've been really good with that. So I get a 6-month capital repayment holiday and a £10,000 overdraft. So you can't really complain about that. So if anyone's telling you right now that banks are not lending or it's really difficult to get started in business, it's not. So I'm with the Royal Bank of Scotland. I've moved my accounts from Barclays to the Royal Bank of Scotland because Barclays were like, nope, we're not helping you. We're not interested in hospitality businesses at the moment, which is crazy because the businesses that are thriving on the high streets at the moment are things like hairdressers, hair salons, coffee shops and restaurants and pubs, because people are allowed back in and people are starting to socialise again. So it's crazy that a major bank is not lending, but Royal Bank of Scotland, which is NatWest, owns both, that they are definitely supporting businesses in a big way. So I'm going to give them a huge thumbs up. They've been brilliant. The bank manager, a real person, actually has been to my house twice. So, you know, you can't really knock that in this day and age, can you? That's the support you need as a business owner. So that's the financial side of things. Already, the costs have started to spiral a little bit, because this is what happens as well. Whenever you're doing a bricks and mortar business or a renovation or anything like that, whatever your quotes initially were and whatever you think it's going to cost, at least double it, because it's going to cost you more. Unless you're really savvy, know what you're doing, you're going to make mistakes. But some of the quotes from people like electricians, I had the electrician around this last week. So he came and did his first assessment, and he assessed that we need a whole new board for the electrics because we need to put a higher phase in for the new combi oven that we are getting. State-of-the-art oven. So that requires more electrical supply. So that requires a whole new box, which then all I could hear when he was telling me that was cha-ching, cha-ching. Yeah, that's what I hear when that goes on. So the electrician's been round, done his initial assessment, waiting for the architect to send me the plans that he's drawn up, waiting for the 2 catering companies that have been in and measured up to send me their plans, because on their plans will be what's required in terms of electrical supplies, in terms of plumbing, gas shutoffs, that sort of thing. So I'm waiting next week, should be next week, for the detailed plans. What's really good is one of these companies, which is based in Carlisle, that's only about an hour away from where I live, has a big showroom, and they are bringing in a chef to teach people on how to use and program this new state-of-the-art oven that does your cooking by a combination of steaming and electricity. So roasting, steaming, all of that goes on at different parts of the program. So me and Ange are going to be rocking over to Carlisle to do a half-day training session on how we can use this new combi oven in the new kitchen. How exciting is that? I get to do stuff that I wouldn't normally do, but as the business owner, I need to know, and this is one of the important things I always say to everybody, is you need to know how everything works in your business. So if I get a new state-of-the-art kitchen next door and I don't know how the oven works, and somebody phones in sick, that's pretty pointless, really, isn't it? So this is an important lesson in business. You've got to know how everything operates. You've got to know how your business runs, and down to the detail of it. I want to see all the cleaning rotors, all the temperature checks, all of the things that are associated with my business. I've got my advanced food hygiene that I did just a few weeks ago. I've got to set a standard as the leader of the, I am qualified as much as you, and I know as much as you, and I can step in if necessary and run this business. That's important to note. So the electrician's been round on his first assessment. I've had a second plumber round to get a second quote for the plumbing, because the initial quote came in at £8,000. And if I can save £1,000, then I'm gonna. So you don't know, it could actually be more than £8,000. Who knows? We'll wait and see with that one. But so the second plumber's been round to do his quotes. I have, and I'm going to share this with you now, done the first draft of the menu. So I'm going to share screen and I'm going to take you through the menu. There we go. I'm going to make it big so you can see it. There we go. Welcome to the Vault Bistro and Gallery. There's the branding, which I think I shared with you last week. And here's my first draft of the menu. So you're going to create your own sandwiches or baked potatoes. That's the first point. Create by choosing your canvas. So your canvas, create your perfect sandwich or jacket spud by choosing your canvas, which is your favorite bread or type of spud, and then choose your paint, which is your filling or topping. So we have then a selection of different breads and normal baked potatoes or jacket sweet potatoes. So we're going to have that on the menu all the time. Then you can choose your paint from this huge range of toppings and fillings that we've got here, which are all going to be homemade, locally sourced produce. So there'll be local free-range eggs, locally sourced cheddar, which is literally from a farm shop just 3 miles down the road, the local butcher's ham, Scottish smoked salmon from the local fish supplier. All of these things are going to be local ingredients or homemade. So we will be making our own chilies. We'll be making our own hummus. We'll be making our own falafel. All of the Angela, in fact, my sister, who's the cook, is currently in the kitchen making hummus and falafel today. So that'll be lunch, and homemade pita bread. And she's also making listen to this, a coconut, mango and mascarpone cake that's completely vegan and gluten-free. Can't wait to try that. I'll tell you what that was like next week. So that's the base of the sandwich menu. So they're always available. Next page is a little more home cooked mains, and always available and always homemade cakes and scones. So we've got a base of mains that will always be available. So beef lasagna and veggie lasagna, vegan falafel with hummus and roasted veg and chutney, quiche of the day. So there'll be a veggie quiche of the day and a meat quiche of the day, and the pie of the day, a veggie and a meat. There'll be little extras you can order, and then the homemade selection of cakes, scones and tray bakes. And there'll be combo offers, so soup with crusty bread, or soup and a sandwich, soup and quiche, soup and cake, or soup and a scone combos. And then to support this menu, we're going to have our extra specials board, where we will have at least 4 more dishes, and one of those will be vegan and gluten-free as a minimum. There might be more because some of the dishes we've tried so far that are vegan are nicer than even some of the meat dishes. So drinks, I'm still working on this. We can't really fill this in at the minute because we're waiting to see what coffee machine we're going to get and what coffees we can make with that. We will have a range of milks on there. So there'll be cow's milk, soya milk, oat milk, almond milk. You'll be able to choose your milk that your coffee or tea is served with. And then there will be the alcohol menu, which is very limited. You can have a half-litre jug of wine, or a half-litre jug of Bucks Fizz, or a full litre of wine or Bucks Fizz, or bottled beers or ciders. So that's the menu, the base menu, like I say, supported with, the extra specials board. So I'm really excited about that, and can't believe I've gone for pink. Never would have chosen pink, but anyway, going full feminine energy with this, full feminine energy, because that's the message I received. So that's the first draft of the menu. On Friday, we have a call with the Royal Bank of Scotland Business Mentor, because they have an online HR management system for us that we can use instead of paper-based records, which is great. So me and my sister Ange will be sitting on a Zoom call going through this online system, which is called Mentor. And it gives you everything you need for staff record cards, for all of your training records, all of that stuff, all held in the cloud, all held virtually, so that you're not got paper. And that covers off your due diligence. My sister has set up all the due diligence folders. She's just finished them this week. So we've got all of the folders set up with temperature check-in sheets and cleaning rotors, hygiene rotors, all of that. Everything ready, laminated, in folders, ready to go next door. So we're way ahead of the game. I have added another table and chairs to the tables and chairs that I showed you last week on the video. So there's been another table of 4 that's been welcomed at the Art Bank, and it's beautiful. It's got a walnut tabletop on it that's been oiled, beautiful. And it's an upcycled, they're all upcycled. But honest, you get such good quality with upcycled furniture. It's really exciting. I still haven't upcycled the coffee table yet because the weekend got away with me. I am writing content for my other secret thing that's happening in the background at the moment. I can't tell you that, but I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer to the point where I can tell you what's happening with these other 2 things. Like, it's not enough that I'm doing a bistro and gallery. I've also got another couple of things. I think one of the big things is our launch campaign for the bistro and gallery. That's kind of where my brain is moving next. I'm working on another launch at the minute, and when I've finished that, I want to really get behind how we're going to launch this bistro and gallery into the community, because I think that's really important. And one of my former clients is going to come and be the resident artist for the week, and that's Penny. And we're going to open with Penny, and she is going to do some community art painting with people. We're going to create a couple of canvases, signature canvases made by the local community as part of the launch. And we're going to be doing an exhibition of her work. So that's really exciting as well. And then I'm very lucky. I've got this huge bank of creative women, haven't I, that I can invite along to do exhibitions and display their work at the Vault. So that's really exciting. And this is really interesting. I've got to share this with you. So when the second catering company came round on Thursday morning to measure up, the lady called Morven, that is the area manager for that company, was measuring up, and we were talking, and she asked me what the name of the bistro was, and I said the Vault, and she said, no way. She says, I have just been to see a lady over at Castle Douglas, which is 10 minutes away from me. Castle Douglas. And this lady has bought a derelict castle. Can you believe the universal connection here, by the way? She's bought a derelict castle, or semi-derelict, not fully derelict castle, at Castle Douglas that I didn't even know existed. She's bought it for 1.3 million. Her husband's a millionaire and she needed a hobby, so she's bought a castle. And she's doing it up for events, for weddings and things, and she's making it really goth and different. And it's called Vault Castle. So she's connecting us. She's going to introduce me to this lady. I'm gonna obviously contact her, and then I'm going to go and see the castle. I'm going to invite her here. That's a great connection to have for me, and for her, really. And how weird is that with this castle? You know, there's been a castle on my vision board. I've got my mini castle. I'm building my bistro and gallery called The Vault, and she's got a castle called Vault Castle. Weird. The universe works in so many amazing and different ways. It's untrue, isn't it? You've got to see the connections, and it always puts things in front of you that you need or that are going to be beneficial to your life, your business, or something else. You've got to notice, you've got to seize it and grab it. And I will follow up on that and say to Morven, you were going to connect me with this lady. What's her name? What's her number? You know, get permission for us to connect first. I wouldn't just go steaming in there. And then, you know, let's go from there and see where that connection develops. So that's also really exciting. So there's loads of things happened in a week. You know, we're nearly there with all our due diligence. We're getting some more training this week. Some experts are giving us training. Things are moving along with the bank nicely. The solicitors on top of everything. So it's going really okay at the minute. And I know at some point that's going to go boom and everything's going to get chaotic. And that's when you start doing the actual physical work in there. And that's when things start to go a little bit haywire, but that's okay. I'll take you through that. I won't look as groomed then. I might look a bit frazzled. I might be next door filming by then, but that'll be interesting for you to see how, you know, sorry, that's my cleaner. My cleaner's in today. So if you can hear hoovering, life goes on around you. Things have still got to happen. House has got to be cleaned. So yeah, you'll be coming along with the messy bits as well. I'm sure you're looking forward to the messy bits and seeing the place transform, because I am. I'm really looking forward to the messy bits. So I will see you next week with next week's update, so I can tell you how everything that is planned has gone. I can update you on what's happening with the connection with this lady and what else is happening that's going on. Next week, we might actually have our date book for going testing out this new oven with the super famous chef, whoever that's going to be. Watch for some selfies. So I will see you next week. Have an awesome week. Bye for now.